We are live.
Hi, everybody. I am Kara Flippin. I am a Senior Ruby Ambassador. We're excited to welcome you guys to our Pink Power Live call. We made this an Ask Us Questions call, and we wanted to get everything answered for you guys. We just wanted you guys to feel like you have all the information you need to be as successful as you can. And sometimes we get hung up on stuck on things, and we're hoping that we can help you answer these questions and work through them. But we are really excited to get started.
Yay. Hi, guys. Okay, so we kind of put all the questions together and we're just going to talk about, you know, um, the questions that we came up with basically to, go through this stuff.
We
How
did
did
get
your,
a
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
I just wanted to say we did get a lot of questions, and a lot of you guys are interested in knowing the same kind of thing. So we did, like she said, just kind of bulk combine a lot of stuff together. Sorry
Yeah.
for cutting you off.
Yes, exactly. Sorry. Thanks for getting that out. I was like brain stuck for a second. Okay. So we got a lot about getting your team engaged and motivated. So, what are some things that you can do to keep your team engaged and motivated? Um, the number one thing I think that is so important is leading by example. If you want your team to, add ambassadors to your team, make sure that you're trying to add ambassadors to your team as well. Um, and just lead by example. You don't want to like run into management mode and you know if you want people to be like engaging more and being more personable and getting involved in boot camps and getting involved and staying plugged in, make sure that you're doing that as well, because people are going to start looking up to you, and you want to make sure that you're doing those things as well. Being caring. Let your team know that you're there for them. Let them know that if they need anything, that they can message you and you'll help them. Being there for them, I think is very important. You want them to know that they have somewhere to go. And, some people join the business for just the discount. And I think that um, if they, if they were taught, what to do and how to get started and had those resources, they are going to be more likely to be successful rather than if somebody just joins for the discount and, they just stay at that status and never really try to build their team. Um, Another thing about keeping your team engaged, um, having a team page, I think, is really important once you hit at least gold. Um, and, you know, even being engaged, even if you don't have your own team page, being engaged on whatever your team page is for us, like Show Me, Plexus, and mine and Kara's both team pages, being engaged on those, your ambassadors are going to see you being engaged on those posts as well, like welcoming your new ambassadors and commenting on things and just staying really really active and giving advice. They see that kind of stuff, so you definitely want to be somebody that they can look up to. um,
Can I add on that one quick?
yes, go ahead.
One thing that I think is really important is do not be afraid to show recognition. I know whenever we get recognition, it makes us feel really good. We're excited. We're excited to be a part of something. And that's one thing why we welcome everybody whenever they first sign up. We want them to know that we are excited to have them. We're glad that they're on our team and we want them to be successful. So don't be afraid to recognize them when they get their first customer, when they reach 500 PV, whenever they sign their first ambassador. And I know as your team grows, it does get harder to recognize each individual person, but that's whenever you can teach your level ones to make sure they're doing this for their level ones, and just make sure you are doing it for your own personal level ones, because they want to feel important and they want to know it is a really big deal when they get their first customer or their first ambassador. So just don't be afraid to show recognition, and that's going to make them want to be a part of it even more.
Yes, so true. I love that. Okay. Did you have anything else to say about that one, Kara?
I don't think so. Um, like you said, just kind of making sure you're getting them plugged in too, to like our new boot camps and challenges and stuff like that, where they can be a part of something exciting. But
Right. And there's
thank
always, yeah, and there's always like stuff like we have like the online opportunity meetings, there's always stuff that you can send potential ambassadors and potential customers to So even if you are new and you don't really know what to say and you don't know a ton about our products, it's really nice to have those opportunity meetings and the online live events. So just staying plugged into that will really keep yourself engaged and yourself motivated as well, so you can be a good leader.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to kind of combine 2 and 3 because they are really similar. What to say whenever you're out and about, what to have with you, and how to talk to strangers. So a lot of people, like most people, don't go up to anybody that, especially a stranger, and just say like, "I'm a Plexus ambassador. You got to try it." They're probably just going to kind of think you're crazy for just jumping on them like that. But one of the things, it is so important to listen and be genuine. I know that we have somebody on our team named Barb Mullins, and she is an expert at this. I think she builds a lot of her business through her cold market, and she'll just be out shopping and start talking to somebody about the jacket that she's picking out or just whatever's going on then, and then it just always seems to come up in conversation. Just about, she'll talk about her losing weight from this product or something, and then going into, oh, and I've also been able to stay at home and quit my job, and they just kind of want to know what that's about. But you just really have to pay attention, and you've got to listen to what they're saying. This is really true. Most of the time, whenever we're having a conversation with somebody, we're having the conversation when the other person's talking. We're just thinking about what we're going to say next instead of thinking about what that person is saying to us. So we really do need to be just focused on what's going on in this person's life. What are they looking for? Did they mention that, they were a single mom with 2 kids? Did they mention that their dad has heart issues or diabetes issues, or, is dealing with pain or something like that? Because we have something that is going to help that. There's been a little Facebook status that's been going around. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but this just really hit home with me. Like, if I'm sitting next to Nikki at a baseball game, and say I don't even know her, but she's just, mentions to me that she just has this killer headache, and I've got this Advil in my purse, I'm going to get my Advil out and say, I have some Advil. Do you need help? Or maybe it can help with your headache. I'm not going to just hide this Advil in my purse and just think, well, I'm not giving that to her. I know she has a headache and I know it can be helpful. But it's kind of the same way with Plexus. If you know somebody is a diabetic, then don't be afraid to share that with them. One of the things that people asked is, how do you get people to try the products without being pushy? We all do know people that are stubborn and that we know that need the products and they know that refuse to take it. Sometimes if there's somebody that's close to us, we are not afraid to just shove it in their face day in and day out, like, hello, when are you gonna say yes to this sign? But whenever we're trying to be more subtle, again, just what is their issue? We have hundreds of thousands of testimonies. So just go find some testimonies related to their issue and either give them to them or just kind of mention them to them. Every time somebody tells me that they're a diabetic, I always say, my friend Sharon was a diabetic, and now that she's on Plexus, she's off of all of her diabetic medication. Like, it's just something that you can just kind of slide in there with the testimonies. Testimonies are really what speaks to people's hearts, because they want that same change. Also, what kind of business materials to have on hand, whether it's catalogs, brochures, business cards, trial packs. So we do encourage everybody to get business cards. I really feel like that's just kind of sending a subconscious statement to yourself, is you are in a business. This is not a hobby. This is something that you are going to work and take seriously. But one of the biggest things is you need to be really focused on getting other people's information. I know one of the best things to ask somebody whenever you first talk to them is, do you have Facebook? Look them up on Facebook or let them add themselves to Facebook, because if you're like a lot of us, then you are talking about Plexus every single day on your Facebook page, and they're just going to get a lot of good information that way. Because again, most people do not ever buy or join you from the very first time they hear about it. They just need that confirmation and follow up over and over again. But I don't think that somebody asked if they should be more glitzy or if they should be plain. Nikki and I were actually talking about this earlier, and Nikki says that she, really likes really cute business cards because she thinks that people are more apt to keep them. And, I got business cards with my picture on it and stuff like that. But as we were talking about a little more, I don't think that me having a fancier business card has enhanced my business any more than if I would just have a plain card with my information. So, I don't think it really matters what type of card that you have. I do think that having brochures and trial packs on hand is super, super important because, again, whenever you're out and about, you can always be handing somebody a brochure if they mention about it. But if they seem, even more interested or say, yeah, that's something I think I'd love to try, then you can always whip that trial pack out and, give them the chance to purchase it that way or something like that. But I think those are really key things into growing your business, especially when you are out and about. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I do have really cute business cards, but I have to agree with Kara. I really, the first thing I always say to people is, do you have Facebook? And I add them to my Facebook and I send them a quick message. That way I don't get lost, because you can add somebody to Facebook really quick and, um, their name may never pop up again for you to remember who they are. So I always send them a message too. That way I have them fresh in my messages, and that way I can like send them information or whatever. But and I might give them my business card too, but that's never like the first thing I do. I think that it's so important to like get them added to your Facebook so they can start seeing your posts and everything. I think that's all I had to add to that. Okay, so the next one is really simple actually. What do you say to people who say they can't afford it? I love this one. There's so many answers to this. Plexus averages about $3 a day. It's not as much as people make it out to be. And the first thing that I always tell people is, what are you spending money on? What can you do to make sure you can afford Plexus? Are you spending a bunch of money on pop and candy and coffee and soda and eating out and all of those things? And not to mention that once you start taking Plexus, you could kick your soda habit, which, for example, my sister, she was drinking literally 5 Cokes a day. She didn't even buy them at the grocery store and take them to work with her. She bought them at the vending machine at work every day.
That was
And they were like, yeah, she spent like $8 a day on Cokes. It was insane. And even if she spent $4 a day on Cokes, which is that in half, I mean, that's a lot. And so when she started taking Plexus, she quit drinking pop completely. So just her buying Plexus, she was like making money, like because she was not even spending as much money on pop. So prescriptions, so many people get off prescriptions when they start taking Plexus. So a lot of those prescriptions can be really, really expensive. I just had a lady who is spending $100 on a probiotic every single month, and that's with her insurance. So for her to and she's thinking about joining wholesale, for her to get our probiotic for under $40 when she's paying $100, she's saving money. So you kind of just have to like think of things like that. Anytime anybody says they can't afford it, I am the first person to jump on my Facebook and get a good "you can't afford it" post and post it right away, because I'm just praying to God that they see it and maybe they just know that that post is just for them. um and going out to eat too. Like when I started Plexus, I didn't go out to eat as much. So you save money on that too. And some of these things are really choices. Like we have the choice not to spend a bunch of money on candy. If we really, really want to do Plexus, there are some things that you can cut out so you can afford it. Did you have anything that you had to add to that, Kara?
I just think it's really important to really help people understand that their health is a priority, and that if they don't take control of their health now, that later down the road it's going to even become a bigger issue, and they're going to be spending even more money down the road on health problems and things like that than they would be on Plexus, which could really help them fix a lot of issues and even challenge them to pull out their bank statement and highlight every time they stopped at the gas station, or every time they, went through, got fast food or stopped at a Starbucks and stuff like that. And they'll like be amazed by the end of the month how much money they've spent on things like that, whenever they could maybe, like she said, all about choices, kind of put those bad choices away and replace them with something a little bit healthier.
Right. I completely agree with that. And I also think that like you said, it is about choices and, just about what you're willing to spend. Like, what is your health worth to you? Like, do you want to feel tired every day? Do you want to have no energy every day? Or are you willing to do, very tiny steps to get plexus and to feel better and to, get healthier and lose weight if that's one of your priorities, or, get off prescriptions, or, whatever it is. It's like, what are you willing to do to get that? And it kind of goes into the mindset thing of, you know, how bad do you want it? So I guess that's all I have for that one. The next one is your most effective way to get leads. I love getting leads. I do a lot on Facebook, and I know Kara was saying that she does a lot on Facebook too. So um, that's where we get a lot of our leads is Facebook. People come to us, or one of the things that I like to do is strike up a conversation, like we've kind of already talked about. That's a way to get leads. Also, maybe doing like things like the fair, or craft shows. There's a ton of things you can do to get those extra leads. We did a fair this year and last year, and it was really successful. But you do have to kind of know where to go, and like you don't want to go to like a real small craft show where there's like 2 vendors, 3 vendors, and not a lot of people. You want to get to something that's like extravagant and big, and like a fair, or a big event where there's going to be a lot of people there. And what I like to do at mine is have a little bucket and a piece of paper for them to fill out, to put their name and their Facebook. And basically, once they fill that piece of paper out, their name goes into a drawing to win a 7-day trial. So everybody fills it out because they want to win that 7-day trial. And what's really nice about it is you have them fill out this piece of paper, and right there's your lead. That's your lead. You have this piece of paper, and the goal every year when I do the fair is to get as many of those pieces of paper filled out as I can, because once you have that piece of paper, it's like the golden ticket. Add them to Facebook. They write on there if they have Facebook or not. They write their phone number, their email address. They write why they want to do plexus. Do they have a wedding coming up maybe, or they want to lose weight, or they want to get healthier. They have health issues. So I also, this is just kind of a little tip that I do. Every time somebody does fill one of those out, if I'm talking to them and find out, oh, this person has diabetes, or this person wants to lose weight, I do flip that over when they walk away and write on the back, this person has diabetes. That way, when I message them and get back with them, I remember, to talk to that person about that. So that's one way to get leads. There's so many ways. Posting on Facebook, what we do every day is really like most important. Staying consistent, posting every day. If you have a Plexus page, posting on that every day. Reaching out, sharing your own testimony with people, and also like turning, getting those customers the opportunity that if they want to join the business that they can. Just reaching out to people is great, but also just making sure that you're staying consistent. People are following you, and like we always say, even if they're not liking and commenting on your statuses, they're following you. So just stay consistent with posting and stay consistent with the business, and people see that and they look up to you, and they really, start following that. Do you have anything else to add to that one?
Um, for yourself, I think one thing that you do need to be super consistent in doing too is, again, constantly, I say again because I know I've said this in past calls and past trainings and stuff like that, but is keeping yourself filled up, like listening to testimonies, reading testimonies and stuff like that, just because whenever you are out and about or on Facebook or something, it just makes it that much more easier to share with somebody whenever you have something fresh on your mind, and it builds your belief and your confidence in the product. Because for me, I know when I first started, it really didn't matter how many times somebody told me that this was a scam or that this did not work or anything like that. Like I knew that I knew that I knew, just like I know that I know that I know right now, like that is not true and that this is legit and that it's changing lives. And it makes it that much easier for me to share and more confident whenever I am out talking to people, because I know that, and I have that belief. So constantly be building your belief, and that's just going to pour over into your business and help you get leads and connect with other people as well.
Right. And I was actually talking about that the other day. I think it's so important. A lot of people get into this business and they don't want to post, and they don't want people to know that they're selling Plexus, and they don't want to feel like they're scamming people's Facebook. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to scam people's Facebook. You don't have to do all of that. But being consistent is showing that you do believe in it, like Kara said, and you're not going to give up. And at first, when you first start selling, people might think, what is this person doing? What are you doing? What is all the stuff she's posting about, But if you keep being consistent, they're going to start looking up to you. And then you're going to start getting fat Plexus paychecks. And they're going to be like, wow, this person is really doing this. And, they're going to start looking up to you for never giving up and never quitting, rather than you getting on Facebook for a few weeks, selling Plexus for a few weeks, even a few months, and then quitting. It's like, then that just makes it look worse, rather than if you're being consistent with it. You might feel like you're scamming people's Facebooks, but you're not. You're being you, and you're posting something that you believe in and is going to work for people, and that it is changing lives, like Kara said. So I think that's all I have for that one.
Okay, our next one is how do we get so many people to join our team? Isn't that like the $1 million question? Like, how do you get people to join your team? I feel like a lot of the things that we've kind of went over tonight are a lot of really crucial things to be doing in your business. It's really, really important for you every single day to make sure that you are doing income producing activities. Thinking about Plexus and working Plexus are two totally different things. Being on Facebook and scrolling through Facebook and being on Facebook and replying to messages are two totally different things. I know, we do have our team pages and our chats and our boot camps and stuff like that. And some days I will get caught up with maybe talking with Nikki all day long, and we'll be talking about all of this stuff, and I'll feel like I worked all day, but really I didn't get any income producing activities done. Nikki and I talked about our kids all day or something like that. And just because I was on Facebook, maybe I felt like I was working. And just I feel like it's really, really important to make sure that you are taking that time and, reaching out to those couple people every single day and following up. This is the biggest thing that is missed. We say it over and over again. I know we do. I know so many other leaders are constantly talking about how important following up is, but most people do not buy and do not join the very first time that you talk to them. They have to be convinced, they're skeptical, all kinds of reasons. So don't be afraid to follow up with them 1, 2, 3 times. And Siri here is my best friend. I made notes and set reminders multiple times today to follow up with so many people on certain days because I want to remember to get back with them. And then a lot of times it is easier to get customers than it is to get ambassadors. So don't just leave your customers dry whenever you sign them up. Be consistent in following up with them too. Follow up with them in a week. Follow up with them in 2 weeks. Again, set reminders. Sometimes it is hard to remember. But I actually have an example of a follow up that I've done in the past with one of my customers, and this is how I do convert a lot of my customers to ambassadors. Is so I just put, hey, you ordered as a preferred customer and your second order is supposed to ship out this week. Do you want to keep things the way they are or make some changes? They were ordering the triplex. So I said, since you're ordering over $100 a month in product, I didn't know if you maybe wanted to join with a year membership for $34.95. With this, you can order a welcome pack with the triplex combo in it for $99 instead of paying the $124.95. And then you would be able to order a wholesale each month after that. Also, you're able to cancel your membership with Plexus at any time without any fees. Just let me know what works best for you. And then whenever you follow up that way and kind of laying it out for them, then when they see the prices, a lot of times they do want to join as an ambassador. So, and then whenever they join as an ambassador, we have like right now we have something that's super effective, which is which are these like 10-day boot camps. And if I get people that are joining for the business side, then I tell them about the boot camp, and a lot of times they're ready to jump in and start working. But if they have joined because they just want to get the the products at wholesale, then I will still tell them about the boot camp. I'll let them know that there are going to be activities every day in there for them to do to help them build their business if that's something that they choose to do, but they're not obligated to do so. But it's a great way for them to learn more about our company, more about our products, and more about our compensation plan in case it's something they want to do later in the future. So, again, that's just going to help them build their belief on what this is and see that there's more people that are engaged in this and that this really is something out there that's more than just me and all the excitement. And a lot of times they'll take that step to maybe even start working this as a business as well. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I do actually. I've just when we're talking about like how to get somebody to sign up, I always say this to everybody because this is just kind of what works for me. If I can get someone to an opportunity meeting, they're going to sign up. Like, I mean, this is like big stuff, and we have one on Friday here in Ohio. So if you guys can get people to that, I mean, there's no way they're walking out that door not joining. I mean, it's just that simple. And if there's not an opportunity meeting, the next thing I would say would be like dinner, getting someone to meet you for dinner so you can actually sit down and talk to them about the comp plan and explain that to them. You can even take your laptop and sign them up right then and there. And then you know that you're leaving and they're on your team. And I think that even if like you're really new and you don't know the comp plan, like message your upline and see if they will come with you and help you with any questions that this person might have that you don't know. It's so effective. If they can't meet for dinner, maybe like a phone call, just being really personal. I feel like just Facebook messaging sometimes isn't personal enough. Getting with people, getting them to your house, even on a phone call, I feel like is just so much more than just a Facebook message. And you can even like run specials. You can do um, like, like I know sometimes when we have contests, we always run specials. Like, I'll reimburse the next person their $34.95 if they join my team. That works sometimes. Well, actually, a lot of times. But and then launch parties. Launch parties are so successful. Getting people in all in one little surrounding, and it's basically like your own little opportunity meeting, but at your home in the comfort of like whoever's house it is and their friends and their family, so they're comfortable and they feel like they can talk, and and it's normally like a good time. And a lot of people have been having a lot of success with launch parties lately, and I just think that it is the next best thing. And I think that launch parties too are really good if you just sign somebody up. As soon as they sign up, ask them if they want to do a launch party. I'm actually about to ask my whole team if who wants to have a launch party. Like, let's have them. I just think that they are so successful. You have a launch party and you're talking about the products and the opportunity, and I just feel like it'd be really hard for people to say no to that. And then you can even do a special like with the launch party. You can even be like, you win a free trial or something if you sign up before you leave or something, to make the deal even better than it already is. Because
I always put together like a cute little bag with just like a catalog and like a Success from Home magazine and a trial pack and just like a notepad or something like
yeah,
that. And just, offer those to everybody that signs up or something. And it's just even more exciting because they're getting something else.
yeah, that's a really good idea too. I just think that people like to get the most for their deal. So, I mean, we know that this is the opportunity of a lifetime, but we have to convince them that like they don't understand it yet. Did you have anything else for that one, Kara? Do you want me to move on to the next question?
I did when you were talking, but honestly, I got the whole brain fog thing
I
going
do that all the
on.
time.
So
Okay,
if I
so
think of it, I might cut you off in a minute.
okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm cutting you off now.
Okay,
Take
you remember?
take advantage of our Zoom opportunity meetings and our online Facebook events and stuff like that. It is so important for you to invite people to those. We had an opportunity meeting last night, and our max of amount of people that we can have on it's 100, and we hit that max, and people weren't even able to get on there after that. So it's encourage them to get them on earlier, but it was incredible. I mean, it was just so much fun, and it was so personable, and everybody getting to hear each other's testimonies and things like that. And whenever, because a lot of times, people are spread out, so we can't get somewhere close together. So if that's you, then take advantage of this. Make sure you are inviting people to these. And don't be, like she said, don't be afraid to offer things. Offer a 3-day trial pack if they'll get on this, or offer a 3-day trial pack if they'll come to an online event or a Plexus 96 or something like that. Do what you have to do to get guests there, because like she said, whenever they go to things like that, most of the time they're gonna leave and they're gonna want to join.
Yes. Yep. So true. Okay, the next one I have here, how to connect with your team and customers and to get out of your comfort zone. Um, this is really hard for me when I first began. It's even doing these videos right now, like it took a lot for me to be able to come on here and talk to you people and be okay with that. And really, I really encourage everybody to make a video when you first sign up. Make a video, or if you've been signed up, it doesn't really matter. Try to make a video, and you don't even have to post it, but just practice making videos talking about Plexus and why you love it, and how it's helped you, and really try to work on that. Do you have to say something, Kara? Are you thinking of something?
I was just gonna say, I've probably made like hundreds of videos that have been deleted that never posted anywhere, but just like what you said.
Yes. I remember one time you almost deleted a video and it was so good, and you told me you almost deleted it and it was like perfection. And I was like, what are you talking about? But I mean, yes, it's all about what we think about ourselves, and we like to have perfection, and I think that if it's not perfect, you don't want to post it. And I kind of gotten over that. I think that just getting on and being yourself and being real gets to more people than like trying to be this perfect, straight up posture person that, doesn't exist in your life. And I used to do videos all the time just to like get myself out of that comfort zone, and I would act like I'm talking to my team. And I did do some videos for my team, and I've posted a lot. And um you just kind of have to push yourself to do it. Like, you don't want to do it. I felt that you don't want to push yourself out of that comfort zone to like get on a call like this, or to maybe share your testimony at an event, or be our guest on one of these calls, or anybody's call, or like the show me call. We used to have the show me call. Like, I was a guest on that, and I was so nervous, and it was a phone call. They couldn't even see my face, and I was so nervous. Just little things like that. Um, I try to really push people to do, because you just want to say no. You're like, no, I don't want to do that. But when you do things like that, it makes you look like a leader, and it helps you more than anything. It helps you. Like, these calls help me and Kara so much. Like, it pushes us,
Mhm.
and we learn from our own calls. Like, I mean, and it's awesome. You just have to push yourself to do it. And after you do, you just feel so much better about it. And the more practice you do, the better you get. And, you know, just be confident about it. And never be afraid to like mess up either. Like, if you're at an event and you're doing a testimonial, don't be afraid to mess up, because we all mess up. The best of the best mess up, and it's okay. It makes you look more real than, somebody who rehearsed something. Um, Another thing is self-development. I guess this kind of includes that as well, but doing things for self-development, I think are so important. There's books, there's trainings, there's so much that you can do to help with self-development. Your belief is so important. I know we've talked about this a lot. So if you watch our stuff, this probably feels like we're repeating it, but belief is so important. Belief, if you don't have belief, if you don't believe that this is the opportunity of a lifetime, nobody's going to believe it. And I think that, I mean, anytime you're at a launch party or at a meeting, an opportunity meeting, you have to tell these people, if you walk out that door, you are literally walking away from an opportunity of a lifetime, and you have to mean it. You can't just say it. You have to feel it. You have to mean it. You have to believe it. So belief is so, so important. You have to believe that our products work, because they do. They're changing lives. You have to believe in our company and that our pay plan is amazing, because it is. And educating yourself on that is super important. Um, a good way to like connect with customers, I would say, I like to compliment people. I just naturally have always done that. But I remember when we used to have a training, we used to, it like was an assignment, like compliment, edify 3 people a day. And it's a really good way to strike up a conversation, and it's a really good way to make somebody feel good about themselves. And um, people love to talk about themselves. So, it's so simple to compliment somebody and talk about them. Don't just, take over the stage and talk about plexus, 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 and me, me, me. Talk about them. Talk about, what are their health issues, and listen to them. And I just think that that's so important. And it's an easy way to connect with people when you're actually listening and not the only one talking. Um, I think that's all I have for that. Self-development really is just huge. I think that self-development is probably all of the above of what I talked about. And we're doing like we do, and just like watching these calls and, getting on motivational things to help your self-development. John Maxwell is good. Kara, what else is good for self-development? We have
We're reading that What to Say When You Talk to Yourself book,
yeah,
and that is really good.
I
And
love it.
I know that we need to work on ourselves every single day. I mean, there's just so much that goes into our mind all the time, and most of it's no good. But just constantly be lifting yourself up and stuff like that. I have affirmations on my phone, and I've got them recorded on my phone, and I just like listen to them over and over and over and over again all day long. And I was actually telling some people on my team yesterday is that is easily transparent. I'm not somebody that's easily able to share my feelings. Like even with my husband, if something like we're talking about something and I feel like I'm getting too emotional about it, like instead of finishing the conversation, my reaction would be like to get up and leave the room, because I wouldn't want anybody to see me that vulnerable. It's just always been something. But something weird about me. But anyway, one of my affirmations is I am transparent and I love to share my heart with other people. And it's not that I didn't want to share my heart, but I was just afraid to share that vulnerability. And that's something that I feel like has been a lot easier for me to do lately, because I am listening to that every single day. I am transparent and I love to share my heart with other people. And it's just like my heart on all kinds of things, whether it's about plexus or about the testimonies or about them or something like that. It just makes it easier. But working on yourself every single day is just put in 5, 10, 15 minutes of that, and that's going to help with a lot of the other things on how you can connect with other people, whether it be your team, your customers, potentials, or things like that. It's just making yourself grow.
Right. And you know what? I've grown so much just in 2 years of being with Plexus. I seen myself change just because the people that I surround myself with, if you're around a bunch of like negative people all the time, it's really hard, no matter who you are, to not eventually get caught up in that negativity and that thinking. So I think it's so important to like surround yourself around positive people and people that lift you up. And you obviously do have to lift yourself up too. And those affirmations that Kara was talking about is a really great way to do that, um, because it's really hard on a daily basis to always think 100% positive and live that way. But I feel like just being with Plexus, and it, just like Kara was saying, it changes. It's not even helping us with our business. It's helping us with ourselves. Like I've grown as a person, even outside of Plexus. Like I feel like I'm a more respectful person. I feel like I'm nicer out loud. And
Me too.
yeah, I mean, like I really am. And it's not even because I want to be nice so people buy Plexus from me. It's not even like that at all. It's like I I feel like I want to be a better person, and learning all of these self-development things helps you express your emotions better, and it helps you, live a happier life. So you're just it's I guess I'm trying to say this right without sounding like a crazy person. But I guess you just learn to express yourself better, and you want to become like a better person. Everybody wants to be a better person, but doing these things makes you feel good inside, and it makes you, it makes you feel humble. And I guess I feel a lot more grateful for things than I used to, just because I see, all of the positivity. And I think, I used to might think, oh, I'm having such a bad day, when I really wasn't having a bad day at all. I was just, maybe a little spoiled or something. And and now I see, like, if I'm having a bad day, I'm like, this is okay, like, I got this, like, I've lifted myself up more, that I'm like a stronger person. And I think a lot of people do that with Plexus. That's one of the reasons why I love Plexus so much, is because it's like we're all one, and we all come together and help each other out. And just seeing the friendships that I've made and all of that, it's just so humbling, and it's like, it's just crazy.
I know that I've definitely from somebody that's kind of wanted to stay in my own little bubble to wanting to be out and like loving on people more, and just, kind of like what you said, it just makes you feel so good to be able to connect and love on people more and connect with them. It's just, I don't know,
Right.
more exciting and brings more fulfillment to your life, and you can
Right.
learn from them and they can learn from you. And it's a day in and day out process. You can't say, I am going to change this about myself today and then tomorrow be 100% there. And I think that's where a lot of us kind of get messed up. We have a couple bad days, or we do it for a week or a month, and it's not really, we haven't noticed a big difference, and we're quick to give up or quick to get discouraged. But um, if you are working on yourself every single day, it's going to be even harder for you to give up, and harder for you to get discouraged, and harder for your belief to be knocked down and things like that. But I know
Yeah,
that,
I completely agree. Go ahead. Sorry.
well, we just know that, I know that Nikki and I both love all of you guys, and we're so glad that you took the time to be on this call with us. And we hope that we did answer a lot of your questions and you guys got something out of this. Um, Nikki has a super exciting announcement for you guys for when January 26th, our special
Oh,
speaker,
our special speaker is going to be Vincent Orlek. How do you say his last name?
Orlek.
Orlek, yeah. We're so excited about it. He is, if you guys don't know, he does a lot of the media and stuff for Plexus. I'll let Kara tell you about him, because I know you know him more personal than I do, but I'm so excited myself. And I've never even really like had a bunch of conversations with him, but like I follow him, and like I'm kind of like one of his stalkers. Not really, but like I'm just so excited. He's gonna be on our call, and so he wants us to ask the team, what questions do you guys have for him? So if you guys want, we'll go ahead and post that on our pages. And if you guys want to just jot some questions down underneath that you want to ask him, he's going to answer those questions on our call. So he personally wants us to ask our teams. He's interested in what, everybody wants to know.
He is definitely an expert in the social media field. I mean, I guess
Yes.
a social media guru. And he really wants to help us utilize those tools. And I know he was talking about how, I don't know, it was like $30 billion of sales were through like social media last year. And like we've said before, it's so exciting that we don't have to go door to door anymore to get people to buy something or get people to join. We get this awesome avenue of social media. But sometimes we're kind of stuck, or we don't know how to use it, or things like that. And he is going to help us across the board, not only with Facebook, but with Instagram and Twitter and Meerkat, Periscope, Tumblr. I don't even know all of them out there. Those are just a couple. But if you have questions about them, how to use them, how to utilize it, just make sure that you jot that down and get those to us, because he would love to help us, and he's
Yes,
excited to
he's
train us.
amazing. He
Yes.
knows it all. He really does. He knows it all. So ask away, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
I think that's it. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, or if there was something we didn't answer, feel free to send us a message and let us know. But I think that's all the questions that we had. So everybody have a good night, and we will talk to you guys soon.
Bye.